I'm Steve Whitford, and I run Whit's End Woodworks here in Spokane, Washington. I'm a regular guy. I love my family, I love my God, I love my church family, and I love woodworking. My first turned project was actually 8th grade shop class, and I made a lamp. And I hadn't done anything else for a long time, and a number of years later my family gave me a lathe for Father's Day. And after a few projects, I realized it was not a very good quality lathe, and I didn't really have time to work with it. And I hung it on the wall, pretty much forgot about it until my wife wanted a Japanese braiding loom. And it required some lathe work. I knew a friend of mine had a lathe, and I went over and used his lathe, and I'd forgotten how much I enjoyed that. So after I finished the loom over there, I got my old lathe off the wall, and I've been turning wood into art ever since then. I'm sitting here in my wood shop, right where my 1938 Plymouth used to sit. When I decided to retire and wanted to do woodworking, I needed that space to build this wood shop. So I sold the car, built the wood shop, used the money from the car to buy all new tools to furnish the wood shop. A lot of the tools that I use at the lathe I made myself. I found that the ones at the store that I drooled on were beyond my budget. So I figured out how they were made and made my own set of lathe tools. I enjoy working with wood. I enjoy the smell of the sawdust. I enjoy listening to the wood talk to me and telling me what it needs to be, where to stop. It's so interesting to take a piece of junk wood, start turning it, and see what is inside that piece of wood. The colors and the grains, the knots that turn up where you don't expect them, and how that changes what you think you might have been making. I started to create a segmented bowl, and my wife said, I need a lamp on top of the piano. So I made a few more rings and a tower to go on top of that and turned it down, and now we have a beautiful lamp on top of the piano. I found that what I enjoy most at this point is making bowls. Different types of bowls, different types of wood, different combinations of wood, segmented bowls where you use a lot of different pieces of wood glued together and then cut out the bowl out of that blank. One of my specialties is a series of music bowls with music wood burned around the rim. I like happy music. The first musical bowl I created was Don't Worry, Be Happy. Some of my other selections are Blue Skies, Jesus Loves Me, Over the Rainbow, and You Are My Sunshine. The favorite piece I've worked on so far is probably a chess set I made for my son-in-law. It was repurposed some wood to make the chessboard out of, a lot of inlay and things I hadn't done before, but turned that piece of wood that was headed for the dump into a chessboard that had some meaning. The chess set itself I designed, and I'd never done anything in multiples before. When they displayed it at the Wood Turners Club, they said that was the first chess set anybody had ever brought in because it's so hard to make multiples of units and have it all look uniform. So that's probably my favorite piece. It brings me a lot of joy when somebody buys one of my pieces of art because they love it. They see the same type of qualities in the wood that I saw as I was creating it. One of my first sales was actually a magic wand. I was in a magic club, and what I found was that I was having more fun making the magic wands than making magic. And the people in my magic club like to buy the wands. The thing that separates me from other wood turners is I'm not a production shop. I just love working with the wood, and I really hope that people who buy from me will love it as much as I do. I'm Steve Whitford from Whit's End Woodworks.